Good morning. There we go. Good morning, mate. September 9/11. We've got rain jackets on today. Community cafe. Morning. Good morning. A few people have reached out in the last few days. Give me a little rub. We have to send out prayers and hope for Charlie Kirk, his family, his children. What a sick and sorry time we're living in. If you want to stick something in the messages, please let it be God bless Charlie Kirk and his family. The loss, a 31-year-old father. As far as I know, he's been shot and killed. When things are planned, because it was fear. And it's my own bad mind that believes that this is to create fear, and this family's loss is nothing more than fear. And for such a bright, young, intelligent man to be taken, which is such a common thing, worldwide it's such a common thing. And it just shows you, everything we speak about on this channel, taking fathers out of families, breaking the family, all government wants that. All government wants to take you out, make your children live in fear from day one, make them unhealthy from day one. That means they'll make the father cut the umbilical cord early. So everything that child needs does not get into their system, and we call it cot death. God bless you in the comments. God bless a few people that have reached out. I've got a new Aussie friend, and on that day in 2001 I was living in Australia. I was lying in bed in a place called Randwick, North Randwick. I woke up to see the second plane fly into a building, and life changed from that day forward. It's never been the same. Don't get me wrong, after that I became extraordinarily wealthy. Well, not extraordinarily wealthy, but for those days, and being a young man in my early 20s and earning 20 to 25 grand a week, You need to have a good head on your shoulders to take that kind of responsibility. So another father's been taken at such an early age, and his children are now fatherless. A beautiful mother lives without the man she loves. As governments fund charities to make women violent, to make them turn against family, to make them stop being mothers. And they're great at stopping effeminate men or the female of our species. And when I speak like this, I fully understand some women may take this in a personal capacity, but those reaching out fully understand the degradation, humiliation that family faces from every single government as father and children receive no assistance and no government backing worldwide. Women and feminist women groups that break the family, these are women with barren wombs. Smoking that crack pack. I don't really know what that is, but I do have a smoking hat on today. I know this hat is to do with smoking because my friend gave me it at Christmas time, and I'm tough enough to wear it. Ooh, your hat glorifies smoking. No, if you're taking a heart attack, you better have some nicotine round about. If you're taking a heart attack, get some nicotine in hot water, put your feet in hot water, you will no longer have that heart attack. In fact, that will not just save your life, it may fix your heart and blood, the circulation. That's what nicotine does. Powerful drug. But they've got you so mixed up with it and so dead against it, and they'll make you pay 15 quid if you want to pay to smoke them. But from time to time, that may be an option. But most of the time, it's a terrible idea to smoke. Again, speaking about another father, had his life taken way too early by fanatics. And believe me, these people will be known and these people will be funded. There's not anything that happens that the security services don't know about. Not anything. Just that the military industrial complex owns your government, and the Catholic Church own them, like every little fraternity. It doesn't stop any father or mother out there attempting to reach out to their children. That small band of effeminate men abusing children. By the method, what we call parental alienation. That's child abuse. Parental alienation is writ large form of child abuse. Now, a few people have said, oh, you can speak about your children's names, you can't say your partner's names, I can't say the prosecutor's names. It was Prosecutor Krzysztof Rosinski. That's his name, Prosecutor Krzysztof Rosinski. He committed fraud in Poland. After proving with evidence over years that my partner lied in several ways about the worst things, he ignored that court case and came after me. And he's going to get Poland done. He's going to get Prosecutor Catherine done. And he's going to lose everything he's made my children lose. And myself. As will the Polish families. Sorry. Drink a pint for me today, mate. I wish I could, I don't take alcohol and I don't take drugs. This is what's the biggest thing in our society, is not the tens of thousands of illegal immigrants that we're funding to kill off our local brethren. what the biggest problem is alcohol and drugs in this area. The alcoholics are all like me, all the same colour as me, look similar to me, and they always cause fights with people that look like them and me, because we fight amongst ourselves. Act of getting inebriated or drunk, whatever you want to call it, a drunken Scotsman that Billboard Chris spoke about, there's tens of thousands, because our councils don't pay for you to get better or for your family to feel safe or for you to feel functional within your society, because societal norms just now are to break the average man and woman down so they feel like nothing, so they don't feel welcome in their own environment. When I say their own environment, their own habitual space where they've grown up in, and that spontaneous habitual approach that we have as men and women towards one another has gone, because we've played that game of mix these people up and let's create some fear by constantly creating change. There is no norm, there is no decency, and now we're taking out fathers, so they don't want fathers because fathers are strong. A good 10% of women are the strongest people on this planet. That's 10% of true mothers, real mothers. Not these women in Poland that sell out to Catholic cults where children are abused. And children are being abused by the Catholic cult. Whether you've joined that, the Freemason group, or maybe you've got a bit of money and think you're smart and joined the Fabian Society. You've joined any one of these illuminated groups through your funded universities so you can learn what they want you to know, which is useless. Which is useless. If you're a PhD student, you're better to go back and do primary school work, because you're idiotic. You're the people pushing puberty blockers for our children, as we need a man from Canada to come over and tell us that we shouldn't be castrating children. We need a man from Canada to come over and tell us that, because he's a father. And none of us had that idea to help children, and still to this day, none of us have the bearings, possibility, gumption, know-how to do the right thing. Because the love that we're giving out is surface level love, and it's not deep, compassionate love, true love to our neighbours, the way we know we can love our own children. And it's the hardest, strongest, most compassionate love you can give. And when we screw up our societies, we bring in and mix up neighbourhoods, fear is created. And why would they want to create fear in a societal norm? Because you're easier to control. There's going to be huge changes from today forward. Many of the fake religions are going to be highlighted for the satanic purposes they've been used, for the glorification of paedophilia. And that's your mainstream religions running these places. That's why the Catholics want to get involved with the crazy religious people. The crazy religious people, because there's no one crazier than the Catholics. I know, because I was brought up a Catholic. I was a Eucharistic minister for the Catholic Church in St John's. So I'm not coming from a point of unknowing. I was part of that. Never could I feel at peace at any point, even through prayer, at a Catholic convention, a Catholic church. I didn't feel comfortable with any 33rd degree Monsignor Freemasonic priest. With the pretend battle of Catholic versus Protestant in this country, now it's probably Christian versus Muslim, or Jew and Muslim versus Christianity, who knows. It's just the way that the hierarchy exploiting you, it's the way they create fear. And do you want to live in fear? Now, any one of you must have some idea whereabouts I am, because you could come and take this car away showing you every day that it's unlocked. I see. I will check out. Give me 2 minutes. Be back. Be happy. Oh, hello, be happy. I noticed you sent a message as well. Maybe you're that lovely Australian lady. It's called Kelly. I'm not very good at doing all the replies and things like that when it comes to when it comes to emails, when it comes to having to spread yourself thin. I'm terrible at it. I've spread myself so thin over the last 12 years since the ongoing abuse has started on my daughter, and then we got back, and then I had a son and the abuse continued on my son Matthew. And women don't stand up for you when children are being abused. Women assist the abuser. Women's Aid assists the abuser. Women's Aid is financed to assist the abuser. Now, I can sit at ease just now because I know there's a wee nurse type woman getting into my mother right now, because my mother's the last person left in my life that will speak to me. Be happy, thanks for the kindness, thanks very much for your kindness. The reason I create this content is we're coming to the very end. We're so close to the very end that we're so unaware of what's going on. Now, I see so many Christians talking about the end, and it can't be, because I'm not with my children yet. I'm not holding Ava and Matthew yet. It can't, nothing can happen like that. Now, what I have found is, I have a fear of man, and I shouldn't have that. I speak like I don't have that. So I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. Yes, I've had a very upsetting morning, but you don't wake up and have a great morning when the first thing you do is go into your children's bedroom instead of just going to the toilet and doing a pee. It could have been easier. But I decided to make myself break down first. I know they'll be there in the future, but what kind of future do we have if this is what today's like? What kind of future do our children have if this is what we accept today? You're not happy. You're saying about be happy, but you're not. You can't be happy in an environment where you're having to live in fear. If we talk about creating happiness through this broken society, then I believe there's a mental illness, not just through the people that talk with me and myself, because there is a mental illness here. There's a post-traumatic stress disorder in some way, because I've been broken since the second full abduction of my son and daughter in 2019. After having survived the last 7 years of child abuse, my children surviving that. Your parents deserved to know you and see you grown up as a child. My children deserve to know me and see me grown up. They deserve to know the little things about their dad. They should feel safe around their father. Right, cheers, be happy, thanks for that kindness. It is kindness being spread is great. Is your country safe to grow my kids in? It depends what you call my kids when you say, is your country safe to grow my kids in? Like, I love to say that makes sense. Kids grow in any environment. That's why we have so many paedophiles. Scotland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, India, Pakistan. These areas have been taught by Freemasonry, a vulgar type of Freemasonry where they rape and abuse their own children, and those children become the abusers of the future, and generation after generation, more abusers are created as these countries I've just mentioned rape and abuse children. And that doesn't mean America it doesn't mean all of Europe doesn't do this. They are predators. The Germans, Belgians, Netherlands. I mean, these are sexual predators, which you can see just by going out and walking the streets, because we've been broken up and we're supposed to live in fear. That's what they want. They don't want a safe, loving, caring man that's strong to know his children safe, because that's what breaks me. That's what breaks me. I fear God, and you should too. I fear God, and you should fear God. There's no fear in man. They attempt to create it all the time. The liars abusing children, the paedophiles abusing kids. Sorry, I can't find it. I can't find it. I will comment under the channel video when I find it, sorry. I watched lots of shorts and it looks like I lost that one. No, I live in a country, the border of Russia, so war is a kind of thing. Yeah, but Poland borders Russia, and there was a drone came down in Poland yesterday, and we need to understand that Poland started the Second World War on behalf of the Germans, on behalf of the British. I mean, Poland started the war. Poland started it. They said a German came and killed a Pole. I mean, the whole way, the same manner that the First World War started, no one really knows. Second World War, no one really knows, but Poland started the Second World War. Poland started it. And again, remember, Poland is the lapdog, just another lapdog of the States. We have created a proxy war. I'm not saying real people are not dying in the Ukraine and families are not being belted, children killed, teenagers and 20-year-old men murdered every day, having each other blown their heads off. The Russian and the Ukrainian man are killing one another, young men dying in fields the way they always have for wars. For who? For no one. Not for God, not for country, not for mankind, for a proxy war. Because America wants to keep and destabilise the Eurozone in the UK. It's what they do, a proxy war. So the Ukraine war is there to destabilise the country and the countries of Europe. That means America can try and get back on its feet by creating all kinds of nastiness within our society. Now China's doing the same. Every country's up to those tricks because we're run by predators, we're run by paedophiles. To be happy, it's just a state of mind that you're deciding at any one point, this is the point I'm going to be happy. Sorry, do you have any children? I've got 900 videos for you to watch. 900. Now they do have 1 or 2 views. They do have, you have to look at this, or the environment that I live within. I try and be considerate and compassionate in my words and how I choose to speak, but I will talk to you straight. If I'm stood in front of anyone that thinks they can talk to me in any way, that isn't accepted. My son's called Matthew Marek. My daughter's called Ava. Son's 8 years old, my daughter's just turned 12. They're kidnapped, beaten, abused by women, by funded charity. The Scottish funded charity was called Edinburgh Women's Aid. After they seen that these charities make women violent predators, they funded lots of charities throughout the UK for these barrenless womb persons. Women that never have children are the ones in charge of funding the violent feminist. Because a violent feminist can make up stories about false rape allegations. And to have to say that a woman would use false allegations of rape to abuse your children, it just doesn't make any sense anymore. You know, I've not mentioned once about hitting like, about hitting subscribe, because it's not a big thing for me, but it's more important that you do like. It's more important for your children and your brethren that you do subscribe and do like. This channel will never be monetized. Everyone tells you the same nonsense. Everyone tells you that they're going to reveal some secrets that has them shut down and their videos taken away. It's a lot of nonsense. What's going on is little predators want 100,000 views to make money. Now I want you coming here as parents, men and women, and I want children to come here, and in the future, if we have one, and that's a questionable thing if we have a future right now, because right now we do not have a present. And to have a future, you need to have a present. And to be happy, you need to be living in the present, or else you're not being happy. Now, how can we be happy and live in the present when we're living
and society norms where we're breaking things down. We're breaking families down. We're making kids feel unsafe. We're making our brethren live in fear. We're taking out fathers. If you believe in one thing and somebody believes in another, you can blow his head off. It can be seen live on TV, and the man or woman killing someone will not be found when the services are in charge of every single thing. So no security there could take out a man. No, so it has to be televised in front of the world before we can see a man be shot and then grow his ear back in a week. I love a bit of Trump as well. I love that hardcore sales environment. I love a man that can go out and bang a good attitude, maintain a good attitude, be on time, be prepared, work his hours, work his country, know why he's here, know where he's going, take control, because that is how men work. We've got these 8 things that keep us balanced in life. And the first 2 is your attitude. Every time to have an attitude and to maintain that attitude going forward. And right now, we have effeminate men abusing their children. That is a family unit, is what's backed up. So a woman can then jump away. She can sleep with men, women, whoever she wants to, children. And believe me, I know about that as well. Poland. I know about the dumb bottom. Poland. Sick. And just to let you know, no, I've never gone with someone super young. The only time I went with someone super young is when I was super young. When I was 14 and my girlfriend was 14. Odette, my first love. Anyway, her father said I wasn't good enough because I wasn't going to the right university. Because her father and mother were well-to-do. And my mum is disabled. And my dad, at that point, was working in a garage. A mechanic, but lesser than a mechanic. He fixed tyres. He filled oil. I don't come from wealth in any way, but I created wealth. Because if you've got something up here and you put a lot of work into your environment and community, it pays you back. I put all this work into a community in North Bondi, in central Sydney. That's where I done all my work, and I done a lot of work in all the country towns, whether it's Wagga Wagga, whether I'm getting up to all the Scottish named Australian cities. And still to this day, it's Australian men and women reaching out so often. But again, it's good mothers and fathers. It's instinctively, I can't use the word parents because it doesn't mean anything anymore. It doesn't mean anything when mothers or fathers have been propped up by charity to be violent. My ex-partner is violent. I've never seen a woman more violent than her mother. I've never seen so much inconsiderate actions from my ex. I remember like one time in my Edinburgh flat when her mother was staying with us. My daughter was just born. My family was coming across. My daughter had just gotten like little booties from the hospital and my ex was tidying up. And she went to throw out my daughter's little hat and booties. And I was like, what are you doing? She went, oh, the place is such a mess. We're just accumulating stuff since this thing's come in. Like a new package arrived with her new lipstick, or she was getting some new handbag. No, that's her daughter. That's why, within a couple of months, her and her mother had planned the abduction. I was working every day. I was working for and on behalf of other companies, normally freight companies that sent goods round the world, round the UK, because I love to go and speak to people. Now I'm banned from working in Scotland. I can't get a job because of the false allegations. The ones I've proven to be false. Because of those false allegations, I'm not allowed to work in this country. Can you explain that one to me? It's because they want me to kill myself. I stand against the parasites in Scotland. I stand against the brethren that have been infected by the Freemasonic Catholic cult, Jesuit, Eastern Star, Fabian, you know, with 1,000 different flavours of crisps, but it's just one potato. You know what I mean? It's one big potato that's been sliced into many crisps and given different flavours, all by the Catholic cult, and it's all to do with controlling, creating fear, breaking down your family and killing off daddy. They're still doing it. They love to kill a daddy. Every country, every government love to kill the daddy. Why? Because once you've got a mother, we can control her with some money. Not a lot. Didn't take a lot to buy the Polish. Her mother gave her a flat in Poland that she didn't even want to live in the place. She used to slag off Poland every day. She'd slag off Gorzów every day. She'd slag off her mother every day. But she'd done that in front of people in Scotland. Now, obviously, knowing that she'd done that to me, she would do that across there about us, you know, the two-face. That's what Freemasonry built. Little bed-hopping slappers, male and female bed-hopping slappers. You know the story of the famous UK pop group, or the most famous Brit pop group. There was one guy that was supposed to have known never to be able to dance or sing, but he said to the people, the magicians that recruit for these boy bands, for the parasite bands that spread fear and hate and fake love, and turn love into some sexual move by funky little boy men. Now these little boys, when they're going to join bands, they have to do things that you would never consider doing. And what was supposedly said by a very famous man that joined a boy band who couldn't sing and couldn't dance, he said, you put me in a room with a horse and a 3-year-old, and one will be screwed and one will be killed. Now, I'm paraphrasing a wee bit. My post-traumatic stress disorder can sometimes creep up and sneak out here and smell a bit like poo coming out your mouth. But it's not. I talk nonsense like you do. I try to just keep going, because when I keep going, I think at some point just ahead of me I'm going to get my children back, because they deserve to know their father. There must be some decent people out here. I know when the comments stop, everything kind of stops. I know YouTube stopped my comments, take down my videos. They take away all the information that I do write on videos when it's got to do with child abuse. Is anyone out there looking to make their own life and the life of their family and children better? Is anyone out there actually doing that right now? Do you have a way to comment, or have I just stopped all the comment? Sorry, I did stop all the comment. Chill, he's not a woman, so chill. Women are the idiots of the world, not this brilliant man. Wow, I mean, I'm going in to see my wonderful woman who's dealing with a wonderful little nurse woman, and it's nothing to do with women and men, you imbeciles. It's to do with the parasites, the Catholic cults, the sororities, the fraternities, the ones that make you feel as if you know something that other people don't know, you know. Mate, the world is going mad, and I totally agree with you, Yvonne. The world has gone mad. And the thing is, we're accepting and normalising the madness. We understand the military industrial complex is creating fear through our societies. We understand that illegal immigration is bought and paid for by other countries. We know that illegal immigrants and even religion is something that can be bought. I mean, that's something that's used as a control mechanism. I make no apologies for the man that I am, for the mistakes that I make, because I'm just like you. And I'm just like you if you don't hurt children. Hi, people saying hi. I'm just like you if you really do care about your neighbour. If you would rather apologise to the person that hit you than cause a fight with them. I don't want to fight with my neighbours. I don't want to create fights with my new Ukrainian neighbours or my Zimbabwean neighbours. I mean, it's people from Zimbabwe upstairs from me. Next door is people from Ukraine. We're all very close and we speak with each other. It's not about taking down man or woman. It's about taking down fake women that pretend to be mothers, that use their children as nothing more than a way to make money or to get whatever quick satisfaction which they want. Now, the whole reason for quick satisfaction is because we are so used to getting what we want instantly. Instant gratification has become the norm. So if you want to have sex, you'll find a way that you can pay for it and get it. If you want that dodgy piece of space food, which we call food, then you can find a way to get that. if you want that dodgy burger or dodgy chips or dodgy anything, Scotland is great for making food a weapon. We've weaponized our food. You've done the very same thing. If you think what I'm talking about is crazy, if you think it's wrong, that's your opinion. I don't think we have long left here. I don't think, as we're going here, if we don't think there's an intelligent designer, who do you think created it if it's not an intelligent designer? I do believe wholeheartedly in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I do believe he's coming back. I was born a Catholic and knew none of this. I was a late arrival to reading the Bible. We as Catholics were never taught to read Bibles. We were never taught to pray. We were never taught to know God. We were actually taught to take a step back from God, because the man in the black suit and the wee collar, he can play the part as Jesus. He can play Jesus, and you can go and tell him your sins, and he's definitely not a predator. And if you tell him about any sexual sins or anything you've done, he's not going to be rubbing one out. I mean, this is a nice guy. These are all nice guys with collars. It's only nice guys that wear collars. No, dogs. It's only dogs that wear collars. Dogs, predators. And we know it's only dogs that wear collars. Poland, if you know Poland, great Polish people, they're protecting paedophiles every day. I don't believe the Catholic Church has anything to do with Jesus or God. I think it's to do with the Romish Antichrist. I think it's to do with Lucifer, Satan, whatever you want to call him. But I don't think it's to do with God. Lowercase g, maybe some of you guys God. I know there's a lot of people out there that are into witchcraft. I know there's a lot of people out there, like my ex-partner. I mean, to see what a woman is capable of doing, and to see her hurting her children, and you were stupid enough to go back with this woman and forgive her, after she'd called you a rapist, after she said about lying. She said I lied about my dad dying of cancer. She said I was lying. When my dad was dying of cancer, she didn't allow my daughter to come and see her papa. Because she said, and her mother, sent me a message. You're lying about your dad having cancer. You're just saying that so you can see Ava. I see the messages coming through. You are way too negative. Child abuse. I'm addressing child abuse, you predator. Negative. Children are being abused, and every day we can make it sound like it's historical. Our government makes it sound like it's historical, and it's not. It's predators like you that keep it going. Negative. If children are being abused right now, and you're not making this known to the world, then you're the one spreading negativity. My story's one of positivity for children, because I am a man and father that will not back down to the predators. And I know most of you commenting, most of you people out there don't show your face. You don't have your own mind. And there's so many nice people that can go out there today and do what I'm doing, put themselves in front of their stupid little phone, let as many people as see them as possible, because they don't want children to suffer today. But instead, what happens to fathers when they go out and they have a family and they have a strong mother? That father will be killed live on TV, because that's what we do for fun. Negative. Fathers have been shot live on TV. Children are being abused by mothers more so than men. Men are being beaten up by women, and it's being normalised. And if you say anything, you're laughed at as a man. You're laughed at because a woman beat you and your children. Don't mention that. She called you the man that beat her. She called you a rapist. Yeah, I'm speaking very negative. As soon as a man faces the allegations I've faced as a father to have his children removed, then you understand the difference between speaking negatively and speaking like a man. Because sometimes speaking like a man sounds negative to the little predatorial eardrums. Your little predator ears don't hear what a father says because you're a boy. You're a boy. Feces? You spelt feces wrong. I think a better term is cynical here. You're out on YouTube talking about a serious issue, correct? But you're acting just like the women you talk about. How do you know? How can I act like a child abuser? How do you act like a child abuser? Now, do you see the gaslighting predators? These are Freemasons. This is what a Catholic is. He tries to make a man sound like he's not a man because he's the person that would abuse a child. Fathers are being taken out of families every day, and female charities are backed up only for fanatical women. They receive so much funding in Scotland. Fanatical women abuse children. Sorry, Nova, you got them bad. Listen before commenting. Then idiots. There's 900 videos. I have 2 children. You can say anything you want. You have got your right to free speech on my channel. I won't block you. I've blocked no one. I know there's many fathers out there. Some of you may not act like it. Some of you may still be drunken little drug abusing boys. Some of you may think that you're hurting women if you talk about women who abuse. That's what the Freemasons do. That's what Catholics do. That's what Jesuits do. Fabians are quite happy to kill you. They'll kill you. That's part of their course, to kill you. The Fabian Society. They run through every one of our governments. But Fabians are just Freemasons. The 10 rules are the same rules, with the final rule to let you know that you'll never escape here. You'll never escape from this. And that's if you became a Freemason, an Eastern Star, a Jesuit, a Knight of Columba, any of these knights of whatever. Children are being abused. Derek Prince? Well, hey, is that Derek Prince? I used to work with Derek Prince. I used to also work with a guy called Mark Prince. Mark Prince was with the Australian company when I just got back from Australia. Called Fastway Couriers, Mark Prince. You done very well, Mark Prince, if you're on here, Mark Prince. But Derek, my friend, Derek Prince was my supervisor when I was a manager in a plastics company. So, hi, all the people saying hi. Hi, Wendy. Hi, guys. Hi, Derek. Hi, Double D. Hi, Big D. Hi, Nova Logo. Hi, all these good guys coming in. There's fathers out there and there's mothers out there. That's a slight Sean Connery accent. Every day there's always a Sean Connery. But I do like that. He is great to the Freemasons. He's dead against the Freemasons. My friend right across there, Freemason. Right up there, Freemason. Right across here, Freemason. Just down the road is called the 307 Freemasons. I was asked to join these people. I cannot join those which I will speak about. I don't badmouth people. I let people know what I know. If you don't agree, you don't need to listen. If you want to listen, you can listen. If you want to say I'm mental ill, you're probably right. I do have PTSD. I do have post-traumatic stress disorder or whatever you want to call this thing. But I've not been through the trenches. I haven't been to war. I didn't join the army. I wouldn't join the British cult, which makes our fighters in the British Army effeminate and gay. This has been known. The Jesuits control these things. This is how the Jesuits control through your army. Yeah, Charlie Kirk. God bless Charlie Kirk and his family. Children without fathers, like my own children, are without a father. Sometimes it would be easier, I think, if I was shot through the head. It would be easier for my children. They would have closure. They wouldn't just be taught to hate me, to hate my brothers, to hate my mum, to say I lied that my dad, when he died of cancer, I lied that he had cancer. It took 5 weeks for that between 4 and 6 weeks. I was in Poland for the first week, you know, and as soon as I got a phone call to say my dad was dying of cancer, I phoned up my cheap airline and I came straight across from Berlin I left from. I went back to Scotland. My daughter wasn't allowed to come because I was being called a liar when my dad was dying, and he died just when I arrived home. My brother didn't make it home. My middle brother did not make it home. He lives in Indonesia. And believe me, he's caught up with these Freemasonic lowlifes. He's caught up with these predatory Jesuits. He's caught up with these Catholic cult members, just like many of you are. You're coming in here and protecting them. Many of my cousins, most of my family, these are all caught up with these Scottish Rite Freemasonry, the Catholic cult, half of your Catholic. half of you are Protestant, half of you are Jesuits, half of you are Freemasons. It's not that I hate you. It's that I don't like the choices you've made. You've been very weak. You've been very unlike a man, unlike a father, unlike someone willing and capable to stand alone. And I know there's so many strong people out here willing and capable to stand alone. Celtic and Germanic heritage is life. Sorry, Celtic and her. Germanic heritage is life. I love Germans. I love the German people. I've had so many German friends, but I've had German friends hate me as well, you know. Stick up for my ex-partner, like Catherine. You know who you are, Catherine Dolk. You've got about 100 degrees. You're the most intelligent woman that I know. But you don't know how to deal with human beings. And that's the sad thing with most of our PhDs. Lots of brains and zero idea about how to be human. Zero idea how to treat children. No idea about wanting to keep family together, how to keep family proud. And pride is a sin. But when you have a proud and capable family, families are so dysfunctional right now. It's not a case of me coming on and telling you that your Freemasonic dad, father, sister, cousin, brother, your Eastern Stand mother or auntie. I'm not here to tell you they're on goats. Yeah, there's many satanic things that the paedophile predators of Freemasonry will do. All of these little fake priests, the little monsignors, the little child abusing liars. There's many people that will keep family down, will keep fathers down, and will keep children down. And that's a sick thing that's happening in our society. And it doesn't fall on my shoulders because you say I hate Freemasons or hate Jesuits or hate Catholics. I was born and raised a Catholic. I don't hate who I am or my family. I love my family. I love my people. I love the people that live nearby and new people that come in. I love there too. We all hear their cries. We all hear their cries. We must all save our children. We must all stand up for our children. And that means standing against the Freemasonry, unfortunately. Freemasons, the different types of Freemasonry, you would be sick if you understood them. And many of you out there are protecting child abusers. Get a job, dobber. Right, I can address that. When I was called a rapist, it took years to show with evidence that I wasn't a rapist. And it took her own admission that I wasn't a rapist, and she blamed the Women's Aid, the funded charity. In Scotland, I have had my right to employment and right to open a business taken from me. I've had it taken from me. I'm not allowed to work in this country. I was offered a job with one of our leading power companies to train and sell on behalf of that power company, the same as I done in Australia with a company called Energy Australia. I became a very wealthy man from that job. In this country, I was stopped from gaining employment. I'm stopped from gaining money. When I was called a rapist. Great way. Start a convo. No, you're coming in part of conversations while flicking through, because most of our people are on here right now to get instant gratification. That's why you're on YouTube. You're flicking through. Maybe you're wanting to masturbate. Maybe you're wanting to see some beautiful men that you masturbate to. Maybe you want to go and look at that extra food and make yourself some nasty food. Maybe you want to go and poison your body some other way, or break some family, or hurt some child that makes you feel instantly satisfied. But boy, man, we have got some low lives in here. We have got some satanic scumbags. But when I say satanic scumbags, I mean Freemasons and I mean Catholic cult members. Many of those cult members that are decent, let me know and come up to me. They give me a pat on the shoulder rather than a punch in the back. Because you're backstabbing child abusers. The paedophiles are backstabbing child abusers. Now, better than crying about love, shite my life is in the car. You've obviously missed a lot of this. This isn't my car. I just walked in this car because it was open. It was raining when I came here and I decided to step into the car. Now, anybody seeing this can see that this not worthy guy is putting profanity on the screen. He's obviously got no family or friends, and the family and friends he did have, he possibly would physically abuse and assault them. Now, we need to pray for silly little boys like this. My brother would act in this manner. My brother would act in the very same way as this person is acting here, because he's the kind of man that's never capable of being a man, and when he sees a man, he worries. I see you're quite willing to start fights and these type of things. I want to send love, and I want to know if you have children, that you care about them and you are willing to make them feel safe. He keeps using the word dobber. He's obviously local to here. He's maybe a friend of mine, and he's been told by the Freemasons he needs to come in and make me feel fear. Freemasons don't frighten me, little boys. Your Catholic cult don't frighten me. None of you frighten me. God himself makes me shiver and quake with fear. Jesus Christ makes me shiver and quake with fear. Aye, I'm not feeling great. I miss my children, but sometimes it does get you feeling better when you see the willing parasites who abuse. Get yourself to Glasgow, big lad. I am here, and we can have I am here. Come on, here. You're the one not showing your face. I'm in Glasgow. You're the one not showing your face. You're the one not giving your details. You're the one coming on a man's channel. You're the one coming on a father's channel whose children have been abducted to Poland and causing trouble. You're the type of person that shouldn't be close to children, like the priests. Do you know the Polish paedophile priests that they protect? I'm against that. I'm against protecting paedophilia. I'm against hurting our children. But I do understand there's many of you out there that couldn't care less about the rights or safety of children. And that's not to do with me. I tell you about the position of children being abused and funded by vicious women or effeminate men, and that 10% of effeminate men really gets to me. 10% abusing kids. That means there's 10% of mothers truly suffering. Good mothers, good women. Thanks very much, Lindsay. How is everyone, beautiful souls? Lots of people have come in and they use profanity, they attempt to cause fights, they don't show their face and use language that is only meant to cause fights. They call other people names while they are the names that they shout out. They don't have many brains. They don't have many friends. Like me, I don't have many friends. But I speak in this way with my face showing. They speak behind the veil, behind the curtain, because that's what the Freemasons do. That's what the Jesuits, Catholics do. But there's good Catholics, I know, because I became one that was sensible enough to walk away. We should all put on a mind of God. Sorry, I can't even read these things. I'm going to stop. I think I've caused too much bother today. I'll normally stop with a bit of music that myself, my son and daughter were part of. That's how it started today. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Another father taken away from his children way too early. But those children will never get to know such a great, strong man. And I hope that we speak fondly about the memory of a man that was willing to talk against what your belief was and to educate you. Rest in peace, so much, so great to see. God bless our children. God bless Charlie Kirk's children and missus. God bless their family. What's your thoughts on Israel? My thoughts on genocidal maniacs are always the same. The Bible supports Israel, but they understand that they are our enemies. They are not creating peace. That does not mean I stick up for the enemy of Israel. I don't stick up for anyone creating terrorism. I don't stand up for anyone throwing homosexuals off roofs. I don't stand up for anyone raping children and calling it religion. I don't call anyone that puts in their holy book it's fine for a man to rape a child of 3 to 5 years old and it's fine for a woman to rape 10-year-old boys. I don't agree with that. Do you? Do you? Do you read the Talmud? Do you? Have you read all the other holy books to know that your religion is the one that you have chosen because Jesus is God? It's up to you to make your choice. I stand up for children, and I stand up for parents. I stand up for family. I stand up for those that stand up for children. That's it. It doesn't mean that I don't get beaten. It doesn't mean that I don't get called names and feel suicidal every day. I've not seen my kids in 2 years and I get called hopeless. I get called a dobber. I get called all kinds of names, you know. You get used to it. You get used to people. You get used to people in your hometown. You get used to the Freemasons and Catholics ganging up on you. You get used to the Women's Institute, the Eastern Star, the Church of Scotland. Women, you get used to them bullying you. You are gay. I'm very happy. I'm a joyful man. I'm a joyful father. But I've never had sex or a relationship with another man. I've only ever had relationships with women. I've got 2 children. And she said many things against me, but she's never said I was gay. She said many things. But you should question everything. Like reality right now, maybe question how long you have left. Because today, those people that have called me names and they've fought against family, they've belittled the memory of fathers like Charlie Kirk, who should still be with us today. We should be saying a prayer for Charlie Kirk. We should be saying a prayer for our neighbours, for the ones we hate. We should be saying a prayer for the Scottish guy coming on, calling people dobbers and acting threatening and then pushing the blame onto you. This is what abusers have always done. My ex-partner abused me, and this is the very same methodology as abusers use. They abuse you and please calm down. Far left ideology, far right ideology, it's the same bird. That is the Fabians, they're both sides. They're so far left, they're popping out in the right. They're killing your kids, man. There's been a lot of people just very different from yesterday. You don't seem as if you want to be. I agree with you, thanks very much. I'm not looking for people just to agree. This is my opinion, I might be very wrong. You might be right to abusing family, abusing kids. Your religion might be right if you don't believe in what I believe. It might be me that's totally wrong. I don't feel worthy most of the time. It's not to feel sorry for myself, but I don't feel accepted. And that is what the Freemasons, that's the job of the Freemasons. You've not to feel welcome in your community. You've not to feel welcome in your family. You've not to feel welcome with your neighbourhood or brethren that you've always felt part of. And since 2019, it's not the same. We're in a different place since 2019. We're not in the same place. We're not dealing with the same people. I mean, from your money going plastic to going digital, and we've done nothing about it. Now we've got no control over anything that's going on in our community and our society. We can't buy things that we need. Everything is wrong. I'm going to tell you right now that I do love you. Mothers and fathers, I care for you and I would stand up for you. The guy that called me a dobber, although I don't drink, I would sit and have a beer with you. I care for you, mate. I know there's things putting you down today that makes you upset, and that might have been me. I didn't mean to. I don't mean to upset you. I don't mean for you to think I'm an knob end or some other version of being a dobber. I know people don't like me. You know, I do know that. I just want my children to have their own opinion of how bad I am or how much of a crap dad or man. They might just want to turn their back on me like my ex-partner did. Many of you might be right, but many of you supporting me. There might be purpose for you to support. There might be a reason for you to support me. Maybe it's the right thing. I don't have a penny, no. I'm not asking for money. I have had lots of people come on. I do have people email me. I have people come on and offer me money on here. They've asked me to get Discord and different things. I just don't have any means of getting support. I wouldn't take it. I would ask you to give it to a homeless person in your local area. When you walk out today and you see that homeless person, if you think he's going to buy drink or drugs, just give him it. Give him it. We need escapism. Because what's coming right now is... Yesterday, for you, those of you asking, I got a full roll of toilet paper this morning. So I've got toilet paper. Therapy is absolute trash. Some therapy, I mean, the psychoanalysts, the psychotherapists, the psychologists, the psychiatrists, the level of psychiatry is just low. It's just low. If you go into Poland, you'll see about 100 women in a small town with psychology degrees from Poland. Some people are great psychologists, psychoanalysts. They're just great with other people. They know you inside out. And I believe some salespeople are just great at reading people. Some people that love health and safety and getting fit, and some people that do the Budwig protocol to help their body heal. Some people that will use turmeric and black pepper if they've got blood cancer. Some people will take cannabis and take coconut oil and mix that at the right temperature, 119 degrees Celsius. They'll bring it up until it's decarboxylating, and then they'll take that and give that to their brethren with cancer, and that will help them. Or they'll mix linseed oil with cottage cheese and give that to people suffering with cancer or illnesses, and that will help them. The last thing they want to be doing is just smoking weed, you know, because it's bad for your brain. It can slow you down and cause brain fog in a real bad way. I can tell you because I've done this. I've had this used against me. And as long as you're doing everything in the right quantities, you look after yourself. You'll be able to do it. As long as you're feeding yourself the right diet. And when I say the right diet, I believe in the Budwig diet. I believe in, if carnivore can work for you, like, I know it did work for me, but a very short term, it's too expensive. It's too expensive a diet. I can't afford to eat steaks every day. So Budwig, I can afford not to eat for 3 days in a row, and I can afford to eat 4 days where I'm having cottage cheese and linseed oil. That's what I eat. That's what I eat. Normally, just oil and cottage cheese. I don't have much of a diet past that. Today, when I go in to feed my mother, I'm going to make her a bit of steak and an egg. That's what she's getting for her breakfast. Not breakfast in a morning to break her fast. You should be going for 14 to 16 hours if you want to heal your body. If you want to get rid of the parasites in your body, you need to go each day. It's micro fasting, 14 to 16 hours every day, and your body will be sweet, man. Sweet, man. It was you made me say that. Listen, take care today. I'm ignoring my mother right now. I'm ignoring the last woman that sticks by me. And I do know, Kelly, thank you so much for being a great mate. I don't know you, but you've popped up. You're emailing, you're sending messages. I know Brian from the States that I met in Romania. Thank you very much, mate, for still contacting me and keeping in touch and watching those videos, Brian. It really means a lot that we could hang out in Romania together, and I'm sorry we didn't get the chance to travel together to Poland. But it's been good to keep in contact with you. Malik, Netherlands. I love you, Malik. I know you're here, mate. And I know you're one of them, one of those Freemasons. That was to do with your music, your crazy rock metal music, madman. But I love you, Malik. And we've all got choices to leave these places. I've seen many Freemasons, I've seen many Catholics turn away and become a Christian. I'm not a good Christian. I'm not a good man. And I'm sure you know I'm not a good father, because most people, and I know a guy here calling me a dobber, and that I'm using that term because I quite like that. It's like being called a boob,
you know, or a breast. It's a soft term. Or maybe I'm just taking it that way because people are so bad, being called a dobber feels nice. But again, that's Vibes and Frequencies. There's a young man on Vibes and Frequencies. There's Brother Brian, the Born Again Barbarian. These are just some people I watch. There's Kyle Piddock. Kyle Piddock. He called himself a tramp and he's homeless. And he lives in forests and walks around the UK. I love you, Kyle Piddock, man. You keep me sane at times. A shout out to Kelly and this young sweet girl that seems to be contacting. I don't know if that is the same person or not. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Audrey in Edinburgh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for what I done. I'm sorry how I acted. And I'm sorry for being a little effeminate failure. I'm sorry for being weak. Matthew and Ava, I'm sorry I failed you. I'm sorry I continue to fail you. There's lots of people here that would support you. There's lots of people here that are supporting me. My attitude has slipped, I'm sorry. My attitude got really bad when you were taken. I would shout at my family. I'd shout at my friends that stick by me. I still do at times. I'm not a good man. I'm not a great man by any means. But I do see myself as a man and father. Because I would look after you. You're right there looking at me. The one I can't see right now. I'd help you. I've got a spare bed. My son and daughter's bedroom. You can come and stay. If you want to come to Scotland, I'll give you a room. If you want to come from Glasgow city centre, you can come and speak to me and stay for a bit. You can call me a dobber. I'll not react unless I laugh. I know that we want to be nice to one another. I know that you want to be nice to my children if you meet them. I know you won't call me a dobber to my children if you see my son and daughter, because you'll be respectful to family, and especially a young boy and a young girl that aren't teenagers, and they deserve to know me. Thank you for all the messages. Thank you for all the writing. Thank you for taking care. Thank you for coming on here and asking if I need help. This is my help. I don't deserve this help that I've had this morning. I don't deserve the help that I got yesterday morning. For those that asked, no, I didn't manage to fix my Volvo C30 20-year-old car yesterday. It needs something that I forget to do with the turbo. I think it's called a solenoid valve. So if anyone knows about engines, it's a solenoid valve which is leaking or something. I want to say hi to you as well, Kirsty. Kirsty Martin. Is that Kirsty Martin? Did I used to play football with your brother? He's a Freemason as well. It's just so common in my country. It's not that I hate these guys. This is my brothers that I grew up playing football with my whole life. They're all part of the Catholic Church members. They're all part of that. And a lot of them are saying, Joe, please shut up. Joe, shut up. I'm actually having men come up to me and Joe, shut up talking about this, Joe. You're getting into trouble, shut up. I couldn't care less. I just peeped the horn. And no, I'm not in my car. Thank you very much. What a wonderful family of people that I have. What a wonderful family you have too. So you deserve what's coming.
Well, if I'm crazy, what a wonderful way to be.
If you think I'm this,
Imagine all the possibilities.
can you keep me separated from those?
If the whole
I
world
love
is
so
like me.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Crazy, crazy.
I'm happy being crazy.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I got a feeling deep inside they all like to be just like me. Crazy, crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy once in a while. Why don't you set yourself free? It's only
I love you so much.
reality.
Never stop thinking about